Welcome to part 2 of April's update. Here's the rest of the topics we will be discussing. On March 13th, depot assignments were released for the 135 Nova LFS diesels for MTA Bus, as well as their expected delivery month. This order is expected to come in from November 2022 to mid-2023. It will be numbered from 8964 to 9098. Arriving directly after the completion of New York City Transit's Conehead order. Paisley Park will receive 46 units first, to retire all remaining Orions there, whether they be old gens or next gens. Eastchester will receive 24 units, to retire all their next gens. Next, JFK will receive 40 units, to retire a small sliver of their next gens. They will have around 200 at the time. Lastly, LaGuardia will receive 25 units to retire a few of their worst performing next gens. The next gens there will be the majority, being somewhere in the hundreds, just as the old gens were the majority before the next gens from New York City Transit started coming in. Or maybe the Coneheads will finish off any remaining old gens that may be at any of the depots. I doubt the old gens will make it that far though, but we'll just have to wait and see. Overall, this order will square off Paisley and Eastchester, but won't make a dent in JFK nor LaGuardia, but should provide some excellent fleet diversity there, especially if the old gens are still around when this order arrives. The assignments for this order are roughly parallel to my predictions. I originally predicted 50 units for Paisley Park, 50 for JFK, and 35 for LaGuardia. I had a 4 to 10 bus margin of error. That margin of error all translated to some Coneheads being assigned to Eastchester. LaGuardia retired the following old gens, 24 units total, reducing their total from 85 to 61 old gens. They're definitely on a massive kill streak as they receive an inundating amount of next gens from New York City Transit. Like 4221, Spectrum 4275 was transferred to LaGuardia for parts there. Concerning Prevost, they received 1549 to 50 and 52 since the last time we spoke, bumping their total up to 11 units, 1545 to 54 and 56. They only need half of their allotment now to make a total of 22. JFK retired old gens 3524, 3619, 51 and 90, and their first Hawker next gen 3820. Their total of old gens currently stands slightly above 100, with 20 Hawkers remaining at the depot. The total of active old gens is a bit below 240, while the total number of retired next gens begins to climb above 100. Far Rockaway got 1439 on March 28th, their very last Prevost. Ironic, since 1438 was the first and 1439 is the last. They became the very first depot to receive their entire allotment, 1430 to 1452. However, 1445 has been loaned to Spring Creek. We all knew that this would become a common practice someday, but we thought it would be later on down the road. Eastchester got 1418 to 19, 21 to 24, and 27 to 29, bringing their total to 43 out of their allotted 48 units, which are listed here. I believe that this will be the next depot to finish their order. Once that occurs, 1382 to 1472 will be the highest number of sequential Prevosts in service, and we will need to finish the allotment for College Point, Yonkers, Spring Creek, Paisley Park, LaGuardia, Meredith, and Charleston. Charleston got 1609, 12 to 13, and 15 to 18, bringing their total to 12 out of 23 option Prevosts, 1607 to 1618. They therefore retired the units mentioned here, mostly 2005 units. Their tenure at Charleston was short-lived. The final 4 2005 units to my knowledge are 3069, 72, 3116, and 3175. The rest seem to be inactive or untrackable. The Prevost delivery rate is expected to be completed by December, with Staten Island units being in by July. Credit to Brian for this information. Considering that it took a year and 3 months to deliver the 177 units, even this pace could be considered ambitious. But according to the document, that's what they say they'll do. I'll go for it because Volvo is starting to get their act together. But you see, most of the problems have stemmed from Volvos. I like how the MTA failed to acknowledge that there was also the seating legroom issue which caused a delay on the Prevost. It wasn't just COVID-19, and I also believe that the LFS HEV shutdown may have had something to do with things as well. The Beeline system received its second XDE40 398 on March 23rd, which received a fare box on the same day. I take this as a sign of 399 being successful in its months-long testing phase. and the order preparing to start at any moment. Again, this delivery will phase out all 2006 Orion 5s and 7 old gens, so catch them while you still can. 636 and 684 were the first 2 Orion 5s to be retired by this order. Concerning NICE, 2015 New Flyer XN40 1897 got into a major crash on February 24th. I hope that everyone has recovered from it. Later on March 9th, 2011 3rd Gen 1862 got into a very severe accident around Old Westbury. And on March 27th, there was an accident on the N6 as well, involving an XN40. To avoid dwelling on these negative occurrences, let's talk about NICE Mini, a new network coming to NICE by June 6th. The NICE Mini route will run from Limbrook to Merrick as a mirror of the N4 and will likely use the existing AbleRide and Flexi equipment. It was described as an on-demand rideshare system that will extend the NICE network. Also, NICE has extended their mask mandate until April 18th. On April 8th, we received some good or depressing news depending on your outlook on things. Instead of receiving option order Gilligs this year, NICE will instead receive 33 New Flyer XN40s, along with the 6 base order XE40s, to retire the 2010 to 2011 3rd gens from 1800 to 1839. On March 21st, NICE received a demo Excelsior Charge Next Gen. Yes, just like the one in the photos that I've shown you before, in order to show off the capabilities and qualifications of this model at a press conference. They might as well, right? Since they're getting 36 of them anyway if all things go well. On that same day, the announcement was made that $7.5 million will be poured into funding NICE's electric campaign. I think that's probably for the first 6 buses. Reason being that one XE40 costs around $1.1 million. This same XE40 demo model was later shifted to New Jersey Transit, as they prepared to electrify the Newton Avenue garage with 8 XE40s in late 2022. Speaking of New Jersey Transit, they continue to receive their 22,000s. Sadly, due to beef with Academy caused by apparent fraud, New Jersey Transit denied Academy a $48 million contract on March 16th, which would have given the company 2- and 3-year agreements to run local service on some of New Jersey Transit's routes. Their charge was defrauding New Jersey Transit out of $15 million and canceling 13,000 trips. On top of that, the agency has to pay New Jersey Transit $20.5 million as of February 11th. This mess makes me feel glad that the MTA snatched the Sim 23 and 24 from Academy while they did. Lastly, Oradell got flooded again on April 8th, a situation reminiscent to Ida. Credit to those who provided photos, videos, and other information for this update. They will be individually credited in the comments section. Please subscribe, stay blessed, stay healthy, stay hyped, and thank you for riding with Next Stop News.